Hey everybody, what's going on? Josh here with Scrapyard Films, and today I got a quick video. For you for Vegas Pro 16. Today I'm going to be showing you how to get the best render settings so you can render the highest quality .mov file. .mov files were created by Apple and they work best on Apple products. And so you'll find that it's not as compatible as like an MP4 or a WMV, but it produces some of the highest quality content out there, and I'm going to show you how to do that. In the timeline, I dragged in a 4K clip of myself. I shot it on my Lumix G7. It's 4K, and we're going to go ahead and look at rendering that. So select the whole thing, go to File, Render As, and then we want to, in the search templates, make sure your filters are off, and then in search templates, we want to type MOV, and it's going to filter your formats down to what can render in an MOV. If you have QuickTime installed, the program, you're going to see this option down here, QuickTime, and that's one way to render an MOV. And then Magix, of course, has their own .mov formats built in as well. So Apple made this thing called ProRes, and that's their video codec for the MOVs, and Magix did a really good job of making their own version of ProRes, and they call it Magic Intermediate. So very simply, I'm going to show you. We go down to 4K and choose our frame rate right here. We see XQ, HQ, and 422. So we're just going to select 422 just for right now. We see our resolution's 4K. We see the profile is intermediate 422. So what this means basically is at the top is your lowest quality, and I'm going to put that in quotes, lowest quality, because it's not going to be low quality at all. From 422 all the way to 422 high quality, that's going to be lowest quality, medium, medium, high. And then when you jump to 444, that's a whole different category. So the numbers, if you're confused, basically that means chroma subsampling. And that's basically how sharp your colors are. My camera's chroma subsampling is actually 420. So it's not even on this list right here. But that's okay, we can still choose this. It's basically just going to be producing more color than is in the raw footage. So in a sense, it's almost like you're taking a 720p video and then rendering it in 4K. It's not going to increase the quality and it's not going to give it more color, but it's going to technically say, oh, it's in 4K. So if you have a camera that has 422 chroma subsampling, like a Panasonic GH5, or if you have something that has 444 chroma subsampling, like one of those expensive red cameras that are like $10,000, then this is where you're going to be using these settings. Let's just say I want to do high quality 422. Frame rate good, field order progressive scan, that's usually most DSLRs. Color output, keep that default, you really don't change anything here. And then audio, whatever you want your hertz to be, which usually 48K is the average. Project, I like to do video rendering quality best, and then that's really it. You can't change too much in this setting because it's meant for extremely high quality videos. So I'm gonna go ahead and render it right here using this one, test 1, render. And you're going to see it's not taking too long because I'm using GPU acceleration, which I have a GTX 1060 and that helps me render my videos better. You could have an AMD graphics card that can help you render your videos better, you know, if it's compatible. And so this 10-second clip took almost 30 seconds to render, and that's perfectly fine, that's not bad at all. So if I go to File, I'm going to show you the second way of doing this, is Render As, and then we want to type MOV again, and we're going to go to QuickTime if you have that installed. Choose your 3 megabit video, it really doesn't matter, we're going to change all these settings. Hit Customize Template, and first thing we want to do is change our dimensions. Now we can insert a custom frame size, or we can use the project settings. Magix asks you, hey, do you want to use these settings that are relevant to this video you just threw in the timeline? And you just say yes, then it's going to use those settings. But just to be safe, we can do custom frame size. For width, we want to do 3840. And for height, we want to do 2160, which is UHD. Frame rate, we want to change this to 23.97. Field order, none progressive scan, which is what my DSLR shoots. And down here in video format, this is where we're actually going to change it up. We want to go ahead and click this drop down, and then we're going to see our Avid codecs. Now, if you don't see Avid codecs, that's okay. They're free to download, and these codecs are going to give you the highest quality that you could possibly have, aside from Magix Intermediate ProRes imitation. So you can easily download the Avid codecs. If you Google Avid codec download and then Avid's website, avid.force.com, then you'll know you're in the right place. And you just download the Windows version, install them, restart Vegas, and you'll see all these codecs right here. The best one I like is DNHD. If we go to configure, then it's going to load up this little menu right here. And this is where we could tell it the color level, which we can keep at 709. This is just going to change the white and black balance, so whichever one works best for your video. resolutions is what we're going to change down here. And you'll notice that they're only either 1080p, 720p, or 1080i at the top here, because 4K with this extreme high bitrate can be insane file sizes. So they recommend pretty much that you want to use 1080p. But I do want to warn you that if you have your custom resolution to 4K and you choose one of these rendering styles, it may freeze on you and it may not even render completely. To help you choose what is right for you, I'm going to throw a graphic up on the screen which is going to tell you the difference between all of the HD codecs. So pause this and then you can write yours down, what's closest to your camera footage. And then let's go back to this screen. So you're going to want to choose whatever bit is closest to yours. If you studied that chart, my camera, my Lumix G7, has an 8-bit depth of color, but the chroma subsampling is 420. So the chroma subsampling is going to be a little bit more overkill than my camera can produce, but that's okay. And I'm going to choose the Avid 100, any number close to 100, because that's going to be 100 megabits per second. Basically, this number is megabits per second. And my camera can max out at 100 megabits per second. So if you have a better camera that records in like 400 megabits per second, then look at those 400 numbers. But for me, 100 is good for me. So I'm going to look for 1080p, 23.9, the thing closest to 100, which is right here. And that's going to be the one I choose. I hit OK. I'm going to change this back down to high definition, 1080p, and then I'd render that. And that's if I wanted a 1080p dot move. But if I want a 4K dot move, then the best one, again, was the very first one I showed you, which was Magix Intermediate, and then choose the best one for you. And that is the long explanation on why this is the highest quality .mov you can render in Vegas Pro 16. I know this video took a long time, but I hope it was informative for you, rather than just making a quick 2-minute video saying, do this, and then not explain it. So I hope it was informative. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. That'll help me out. I'll see you guys in the next one.